Okay, we're just going to let some people come into the chat here. We're going to get this little repair here started in just a second. You know what? Feed my cat while I wait. Just a few minutes. If you're watching this video needing some instructions on how to repair this Asus G46V How about now? You know, I'm going to have to change audio device here. Yeah, I got this Blue Snowball, but it keeps dropping out for no reason, so I'm going to have to set up I'm going to have to set up my other mic because this keeps dropping out for no reason. Don't understand that. Yeah, but it drops out. For no reason, it just drops out. So I don't think I can operate like that. I've got something to work on here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this feed. Set this mic. Well, maybe. Let me see if I can do it while we're here real quick. Let me do that. I got a laptop here that I want to do a quick repair, and it won't take long. But I didn't like the way my audio sounded on the last one, so I was trying something different. But this one keeps dropping out for some reason. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. 1 second. All right. Let me do that. I don't know. Let me see what I can do here, and then I'll get started. Let's see. My lapel mic. I just didn't like the way it was sounding through the camera, but this Blue Snowball mic through USB keeps dropping out. I can't have that, so let's see here. Let's try this. Let me try to turn this on here. Yeah, no doubt. It's a love-hate relationship. Yeah. Let me try this. Okay, that there is through my lapel. And I do my videos with this lapel mic, and I think it sounds better than it does through through the stream. Anyway, let me get started here. 1 second. Okay. Right. So what I have here is, let me zoom in here a little bit. Whoop. How about that? What? Asus. Take off the man's customer's name here real quick. For a second. It's Asus G46V. This needs to be turned down, did you say? All right, let's try this. Testing. Testing, testing. How about right there? How does that sound? Does that sound better? That's probably it right there. Thank you, Queensville channel. I'm still new to this streaming stuff, so I go through each one. I learn a little something, bit more and a bit more. That's Finn. Great. I know what you mean. So this is an Asus
G46V. Nice little gaming laptop there. Got a Core i5 in it. 660M. Got this in the shop yesterday. So let me show you the issue with it, if I can plug it in. Well, maybe I don't need to plug it in. Maybe it's still charged. Can you guess what the issue is with it? I'll show you. It's coming up. Should be. Ah, look at that. You see it flicker? Wow. It's got a bad screen, obviously. So we are going to tear into this and just pull the screen. So what I need to do is, after I pull that screen, I am going to have to match the model of the screen up with my vendor to get a solid price. But that's what we're going to do. So, I mean, this is a easy little repair, you know, for most. Let me back off a little bit there. But I figured I would start the live feed just to take you guys along a little bit. So let's do that. I think with these, if I'm not mistaken, with these four corners here, there are these little pads that come off, and the screws should be hiding under there. Yep. So there's one. We'll be sure not to lose those little pieces. There's another one. Just using my spudger here. There are the top ones. Yeah, there's one at the bottom here. Another one on this side. All right. I've got these four screws here. We'll just take them out. One there. One there. There's one. Yep. There's the other. Now, luckily, you know, this isn't a touch screen, so it's just got a bezel around it, which makes sometimes it makes it a little bit easier, but I'm going to try what I usually do on most other laptops, and it's just a matter of getting your hands, your fingers up under the bezel there a little bit. Try not to put too much force on the display, although the display is damaged anyway, but still, it's just a good practice to have. And you just slowly kind of just work your way around. Catching a little bit of tension right here. Let's see. There we go. Right? Simple enough. Four screws here just to unmount the screen itself. This way. Awesome. Let's see if we can lean the screen back here. Very nice. Always immediately look and pay attention to how the video cable's routed and all the cables are routed. There are times when I've didn't pay any attention to that, and these wires and like the antenna wires and all were routed a certain way behind here, and I didn't pay attention. And when I went to put the new screen on, it all worked, except the bezel I couldn't quite get snapped down right because they had the wires routed a funny way that took me a while to figure out. Anyways, you know what though? One thing I'm noticing here, which kind of concerns me a bit, is how this data cable is all bent up. And then I'm noticing here also that this tape here is flipped up like this. So that kind of tells me that this screen's been replaced before. And now look at this, and well, the screen is obviously damaged, but the fact that it was shutting off also when I moved it a certain way could point to the cable also. But let's try this. How about this? We'll turn this on, fire it up again. Yeah, so I'm just having to play with the cable itself, moving it around a little bit just to see if I can get it to flicker. It's not flickering though. It's on. So yeah, I think it's a possibility that I have a used screen of this size. If not, I have a used screen with this pin out here that I can temporarily plug in and try just to make sure we don't have a data cable problem also, because I'm not liking the way that data cable's looking. So I'm going to turn this off. And we'll go ahead and just take off this. I mean, that was barely even on there. Man, something not right with that. No, sir. I agree, Queensville. I agree that it didn't do a good job of replacing it. It doesn't look like it does it. Look at that. It's bent. Oh, a dummy laptop from PC World. Cool. Anyway, just real quick while I have this here, when I source out a new screen, I usually go to eBay, and there's a few good sellers that I use. I try to start with them first because, you know, I like, first of all, I like the dependability, the track record and everything of that eBay seller. But I also, a couple things to pay attention to. I always go by, first of all, the make and model of the computer, obviously, but you can't just go by that. There are these numbers here on the back of the screen that that you need to throw in. And this one, in this case, is the model number, B140XTN02.1. Similar numbers like that are the ones that you want to throw into eBay to attach it along with the make and model of the computer to make sure you're getting the right screen, and then the pinout. Be sure that the pinout is the right size. You know what? We're looking a little dark here too. Let's see. That's not going to work. Let's try this. Let's see. How about this? Yeah. Let's go with that. I'm still working on this streaming stuff, so I'll get it right as I go. Don't worry about that. If you're confident that it's just the screen, and usually it is, then you can go ahead and do your research, source out the screen, and order it. I'm going to take it a step further. I know we do need a screen, but just bear with me here a second. I want to step over here and see if I have a screen. I have something with at least a pinout of that sort or whatever. So let me locate that. And I'd like to find one that maybe is the same size as that screen that will fit it, and then I can tell the customer, or at least offer to them, that hey, I have a refurbished screen that might, that looks like it will work with your model computer. I'll sell it to you at a discounted price, but it won't have as long of a warranty. So it doesn't look like I have one. I have one that's a little bigger. So I can at least test the pinout, I think. Let's try that. Let me move this out of the way. And hey Matt, I run a computer repair shop in California. Organized? That's a tough thing, man. I've got organized chaos in here. I see some guys shop that are just picture perfect, like not a speck of nothing anywhere and everything's put up properly. And I admire that, and I have my ways, but by no means am I by no means, let's see, let me try to go this way. I do not, I don't have that in me. I'm really busy a lot of the time, so I don't have that kind of OCD. A lot of techs have OCD. I think everybody has OCD. That's my wife. Let's see if I can snap that on there. Okay. So I know it's not the right size screen, but it'll still show a display. So let's power this on. Sorry about the fan. Let's see what we can get here. Come on. Yeah. See there, fellas. Now this is a known good screen. And I am not getting it to light up. Now, albeit it may not be compatible with this model screen, it very well could be. So what I am going to do, shut it off. I am going to throw this up on an external monitor. Yep, we got VGA out here, so let's do that right now. Back this camera off here a little bit. See if you guys can see this monitor. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, it's a little bit too low. I'll move the camera around here a little bit for you. You see some of it. Plug in this monitor through VGA. And let's just fire this up here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that or not. Yeah, it's that right there. All right. I have post here. 1 second. You can't really see it from where you're at, but it's posting up here, so I do have a display. So recovery, all right, this is in recovery mode or something. We'll worry about that. The screen was the main issue. What I am thinking is this screen here probably isn't compatible, and that's why it didn't light up. That's what my thoughts are on that. I tried moving the cable all around to try to get that to come on, and it didn't. I did get flickering with this one as I moved it around. You know, it's obvious that the screen is damaged, but you know, we still haven't ruled out the cable, but we're going to need a screen anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to source out the screen. Probably won't cost too much. Go ahead and get the screen in, and then if at that point it is determined that there's also a cable problem, because the screen's damaged anyway. So if I determine that it's a you know, a cable issue also, well, we just get another cable and, you know, upcharge him on the repair. But that's about it for that, really. So, and then, like, what I'd like to do, since I started this on a live stream, I can try to finish it on a live stream. So when I finally get the parts that I need for this, I'll try to do this on a follow-up live stream. Can't promise anything, but that's what I could do. See, Perry, happy wife, happy life. You know that's right. You know that's right. Matt, how is your repair shop doing there in California? What parts of California, man? Do you have a brick and mortar shop? Oh, a tour of my shop? I'll tell you what, I will do that. Not today. I've had one crazy past couple of months, to be honest with you. It's not too bad. Like I say, I call it organized chaos. Hey, Mitch! Mitch Hammond, what's happening? Good old Mitch. What's that, man? Oh, Northern California. Okay. That's cool. That's awesome, man. So, hey, I'm glad you guys were able to... Noisy chair. Mitch, let me tell you something real quick before I sign off here, because I just diagnosed this and did a little thing on it. I don't want to go on too long. But, I don't know, my lapel mic that I have here, I use that in my videos, when I do my videos, and it sounds pretty good. When I'm watching these live streams back, I don't like the way it sounds different, like it's I don't know, so, you know, it doesn't sound the same. So I used my Blue Snowball through USB this time, and it worked. I don't know how it sounded, but it worked. And then, like, after like a couple of minutes, it would just drop out, and then I'd have to go in and set it up again in OBS, and then it would just drop out again. So that's kind of frustrating. So I had to go back to the lapel, but I'll go back and see how this sounds. Oh, Matt, you're doing it from the house. You got a shop running for you. I'm telling you, if you could pull that off and keep business coming in, dude, that is the way to go. You want to talk about saving yourself some finances, man. I mean, you're not going to have extra rent. You're not going to have extra utilities. You know, there's all sorts of other things and expenses that go into play with owning a brick and mortar shop. Don't get me wrong, man. I mean, you're going to get more exposure that way, but you better get more exposure, and you better, you know, get some dang work, because you got, you know, I've already got a mortgage on this house that I'm in. You know, I couldn't imagine going out there and having to pay, you know, another freaking monthly rent and utilities and you know, internet service and things like that. And then plus the fact that I'm drawing in more customers means I'm going to need employees. So I'm going to have to go through that and hire them and pay them. And man, you better be repaired a lot of dang computers, man, to be able to pay all of that and your employees and be able to pay your own bills and then have something to put back, you know. That's just crazy. I've had a really long time phone repair shop here, a big one. I Repair Savannah, right over here. It looks like they closed down. their big thing was mainly cell phones. You know, they had it going for a few years, but they had, I know, at least a handful of employees, and I just couldn't imagine. I mean, phone repair is not that profitable, right? So really, it's not. That's one reason why I don't do it. And you can imagine how many freaking phones and tablets they would have to repair to be able to cover all of their expenses and pay all their employees and, you know, put money in your pocket after paying your bills. They closed. It's a shame, but, you know, they had one thing that I didn't, and that was an extra rent payment. Freaking hell. But, yeah, only mobile. Well, that's okay, Matt. You know, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. You know, that's not a bad thing if you have to go mobile. I prefer people's computers in my shop over like doing remote support when it comes to like software problems and stuff like that. But that could work too, the mobile side of things. I mean, people don't care how they get their computer fixed. It's all on how you present yourself, you know. It's all on how you present yourself. If you look professional and you talk to your customers in the right way and everything, they'll come back to you, especially when they get their computer back and it's working better than it ever has. You know what I mean? Pick-up and drop-offs. Yeah. By law, I can't have anyone come to my house. Well, you know, I was wondering about that too. And to be fair, as a shop, I'm not supposed to either. The law says that, or the ordinance basically says that I can't be having like traffic coming into my shop. But, you know, to be honest, for one, it's a good thing. I mean, really, they don't really pay that no attention unless somebody reports you or complains about you in the area, like a neighbor, right? So a neighbor complaining that this guy has cars going in and out or people walking in and out. I don't know if he's selling drugs or what he's doing, blah, 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 you know. But the thing about me is in the neighborhood I live in, I mean, I have set up everybody's network on all the houses around me, almost up the street, around the corner. Everybody knows me here, and I've worked on their stuff, and I give them a little bit of discount, you know, because I want to just, and even if I don't like the people, right, I just act like I love them, because I don't want to get on anybody's bad side, and you know, I don't need to rock the boat with anybody. I mean, even if they're a jerk, I'll be nice to them, because I got a good thing going here, you know, and I don't want to mess it up, and I'm real fortunate in that way. You know, I'm real fortunate, but really, to tell you the truth, real quick, and I got to sign off. Amo, watch yourself, Amo. What was I going to say? Oh, really? To be honest, I mean, I don't have like cars lining up out here and like people standing in line and all this. You know, it's sporadic, and some days I won't get anybody, you know, coming up here. It's not that often, but there are some days. One day I might get 2 or 3. Like today I had about 5 of them, but they all kind of came in succession, luckily for me. And they all know to check with me before they come. So, because I tell them I might not be here, so call me, you know what I mean? Because I don't want you to waste your trip. But in doing that, I can kind of schedule things to where everything's kind of spread out. When, you know, who arrives here and when I tell them I'll be available, and that way, you know, only one car pulls up at a time, and sometimes I'll have 2 or 3 out there at the most, but it's not very long lasting. Most of my neighbors work. They're not here. There's nobody coming up here late at night, you know, odd hours. There's no noise, so, you know, yeah, I mean, like I say, Matt, I see that your neighborhood is pretty strict, and if you have like HOA, the homeowners association or something out there, I can see where that could be a problem. I really can. So hey, what can you do, buddy? Just go mobile and push that. You know, go mobile, And then, yeah, you kind of don't have a choice in that situation to find a place, brick and mortar place to run your shop. So like I say, I'm fortunate with what I have here, but I know that could change. It could. That could change. Anyway, fellas, enough of that. I'm going to sign off. I'll come back and show, hopefully stream live the finished result of this laptop screen repair, maybe data cable. I appreciate everybody for joining me here in the chat today, and don't forget, timscomputerfix.net is where you can find me. Hey, thanks again everyone. We'll see you next time. See ya.